You have spent a lot of time and energy and maybe even money learning English vocabulary, but you feel like you are stuck at B2 level and cannot move forward. How can you solve this problem? Thanks for listening to Master English with Tim. I'm Tim, and every Monday I help you learn English in depth and detail without ever hurrying. In this week's episode, you are going to learn about 10 words from the new General Service List, which is a list of the 2,800 most used words of English. Words from the NGSL are the ones that will help you cross that B2 to C1 barrier so you can use and understand English more easily. This is not a fast and easy process, though. It demands hard work. That's because each NGSL word has more than one meaning. In fact, today's 10 words have a total of 27 different meanings that you need to know. Let's learn these different words and meanings now. We will work on words from 1,846 to 1,855 out of those 2,800. Let's go. Word 1,846 from the NGSL is fourth, which we spell F-O-R-T-H. This is not fourth in the sense of like first, second, third, and then fourth. Instead, we use fourth without a U in two different ways to talk about movement. With one meaning of fourth, we talk about moving from the inside of something to the outside of something. This word sounds dramatic and also kind of literary and old-fashioned, but you can see it quite a bit in writing especially. 3 examples. 1. The knights rode forth from the inside of the castle. 2. The brightly colored race cars sped forth from inside the tunnel. 3rd and last. The birds surged forth from the cave and into the deepening darkness. Okay, the second meaning of fourth is continuing ahead or forward in time or in place. 3 examples. 1. The king sent forth a messenger to meet the leader of the opposing army. 2. I promise that from this day forth no child in this city will go to bed hungry. Yeah, that's the kind of promise that a politician makes and that usually does not get followed. 3rd and last, the group of explorers pushed forth through the desert, not knowing if they would survive their adventure. So all of these are about moving forward in time or in space. Okay, let's go to our next word, which is 1,847, negotiation. This word is spelled N-E-G-O-T-I-A-T-I-O-N, negotiation. Negotiation is always a noun, and it has 2 meanings. The first is a discussion in which the participants try to come to an agreement on what they will do. 3 examples. 1. Negotiations can succeed only when someone is willing to compromise. 2. Peace negotiations between the 2 countries are scheduled to take place this week. 3rd and last, before you take part in any negotiations, try to understand not just what you want, but also what you are willing to give up. Okay, the second meaning is very similar. It is the process of talking with other people who have different goals and wishes than you in order to make a plan that everyone agrees on. 3 examples. 1. I listed negotiation as one of the skills on my resume. 2. The fish sellers in the market are masters of the art of negotiation. 3rd and last, if you want to succeed at negotiation, find out as much about the other person's psychology before you meet them as possible. Okay, our next word is 1,848, mechanism. Mechanism. We write that M-E-C-H-A-N-I-S-M, mechanism. When you see this word in written form, it looks a bit like the word machine. And indeed, the first of 2 noun meanings of mechanism is connected with machines. We've got 2 meanings, and the first one is connected with machines. So let's work on the first meaning. A mechanism is a machine that does a particular job. 3 examples. 1. A motor is a mechanism that makes a vehicle move, and a brake is a mechanism that stops a vehicle. 2. This mechanism brings fresh air into the airplane and warms it to a comfortable temperature. Third and last, you left your motorcycle outside in the rain for months. Now most of its mechanisms are full of rust and rainwater. The second meaning of mechanism is a system of rules or procedures that people follow when a particular situation occurs. So this is similar to a machine, but instead of a machine of moving parts that are made out of metal or whatever, it is a system of rules. So, 1. Large organizations have mechanisms for dealing with employees' complaints. 2. We have a mechanism in place for what to do if there is a tornado or flood. Third and last, if you don't have mechanisms for dealing with crises when they arise, then you risk your organization being destroyed by them. Okay, let's move on to our next word. It's 1849, coat. That's written C-O-A-T. This word has 2 meanings as a noun and 1 as a verb. The first noun meaning is a heavy piece of clothing that you wear on your upper body when it is cold outside. Examples: 1. I need a new winter coat. 2. Here, let me take your coat. Would you like something hot to drink? Third and last, it's too warm for a coat. I think I'll wear a light jacket instead. Now let's actually do the only meaning, which is a verb. This meaning is to completely cover something, usually with a liquid. Examples: 1. I always coat my vanilla ice cream with chocolate sauce. 2. We came back from our safari with our clothes completely coated in orange dust. Third and last, the people on the street threw so many eggs at the politician that he was soon completely coated in egg. Okay, the second meaning comes directly from the verb meaning that you just learned about. So in this meaning, a coat is one layer, usually of several, that completely covers a surface. So for example, if you paint a wall one color, you put one coat of paint on the wall. You paint it once, then the paint dries, then you coat the wall again, a second time. So let's do some examples. 1. There are no clouds in the sky today, so I'd put on an extra coat of sunblocker. 2. We put a couple of coats of wax on our car at the beginning of spring and at the end of summer. Third and last, we painted the walls blue, but we could still see the old red paint underneath, so we decided to put on a few more coats of blue paint. Okay, our next word is 1850, democracy. That's D-E-M-O-C-R-A-C-Y, democracy. Democracy means 2 things. One meaning is a system of government in which politicians are chosen in free, fair, and competitive elections. Examples: 1. Democracy only works when citizens are informed. 2. Many of the ancient Greek city-states practiced democracy. Third and last, democracy is now the most popular form of government in the world. Okay, the other meaning is a country whose government is chosen by free, fair, and competitive elections. Examples: 1. India is the world's largest democracy. 2. After the Second World War, the western part of Germany became a democracy. Third and last, democracies are common, but only a few countries are full democracies in which all rights are respected. Most democracies are only partial democracies. Okay, our next word is 1851, pocket. P-O-C-K-E-T, pocket. This word has 2 meanings as a noun and 2 as a verb. Let's work with the nouns first. So, first, a pocket is a small bag that is integrated into a piece of clothing and that is used to carry small objects. Examples. 1. I carry my phone and keys in my right pocket of my jeans and my wallet in my left pocket. 2. Please empty your pockets before going through the security checkpoint. Third and last, make sure there is nothing in your pockets before you wash your clothes. The second noun meaning of pocket is a group or place which is different from everything around it. 4 examples this time. 1. Mix the sugar into the butter completely to make sure that no pockets remain. 2. The enemy had largely stopped fighting, but a few pockets of resistance remained. So a pocket of resistance would be a place where someone continues, a geographical location where a few people continue to fight back against a larger group that surrounds them still. Okay, next sentence, 3. I was lucky to find a pocket of informed, interesting people in my boring hometown. Fourth and last. Geologists located a pocket of silver several hundred meters below the surface and will mine it next month. All right, let's move on to verbs. If you pocket something, you put it in your pocket, usually without it belonging to you. Synonyms of this meaning are steal or take. 1. He pocketed the candy and walked out of the store without paying. 2. Someone pocketed my car keys and drove off in my car. Third and last. She pocketed an expensive watch when she thought no one was looking. Okay, the final meaning of pocket is to take ownership of money that you have earned or won, usually unexpectedly. 3 examples. 1. Investors pocketed a solid 35% profit. 2. A single anonymous player pocketed over $1 billion in last night's state lottery. Third and last. I managed to pocket a few $100 while playing blackjack at the casino last weekend. Okay, our next word from the beloved NGSL is 1852, lucky. That's spelled L-U-C-K-Y. It has one meaning and it is an adjective. So if a person is lucky, they have positive results or events that they did not work for. In other words, they did not earn them. Good things just happened to the person. A synonym of lucky is fortunate. 3 examples. 1. I'm lucky that the bus didn't leave without me. 2. We are lucky that they didn't notice our mistake. Third and last. The day that we met was the luckiest day of my life. Okay, our next word from the NGSL is 1853, crash. This is the biggest word of the day because it has 5 meanings. Some of them are nouns, some of them are verbs, and we will alternate between them a little bit. So the first meaning of this word is to drive or fly at high speed into a tree, wall, building, car, etc. Examples. 1. I crashed my car, but luckily I was unhurt. 2. If you don't want to crash, don't drive when you are sleepy or drunk. Third and last. She crashed her car again, and again her rich parents bought her a new one. Okay, the second of 5 meanings of crash comes directly from the meaning I just gave, but it is a noun. In this case, a crash is an accident involving a vehicle or aircraft. Examples. 1. Traffic is completely stopped because of a multi-car crash. 2. My car was so badly damaged in the crash that I had to buy a new one. Third and last. Last night's crash, which involved 2 tour buses, fortunately was not fatal. Okay, another noun meaning, this is the third meaning. This meaning is a serious economic crisis in which prices or the stock market fall very rapidly. Examples, 3 of them. 1. The 1929 stock market crash caused economic problems around the world. 2. The stock market can't keep going up forever. At some point, there will be a crash. Third and last. Some people invest in platinum, gold, and silver, thinking that these precious metals will protect them from any future economic crashes. Another verb meaning is to very rapidly fall or weaken. This is used to talk about prices, businesses, supply, demand, or the economy in general. Examples. 1. The oil price crashed because of a greatly weakened economic prognosis or prediction. 2. Demand for translation services crashed because of the invention of highly accurate translation software. Third and last, the whole economy nearly crashed in 2008 because of the world economic crisis, and again in 2020 because of the pandemic. We have one final meaning of crash, the fifth one, which is a very short, very loud sound caused by something breaking or exploding. 1. We saw lightning, then heard a distant crash 3 seconds later. 2. I heard a loud crash downstairs and immediately ran there to see what had happened. Third and last, he pushed his piano out of the 20th story window and onto the street below, causing an enormous crash. Our next word is 1854, observation. That's OBSERVATION, observation. This one has two meanings and both of them are nouns. The first meaning is the process of watching something over time in order to get more information about it. So basically you just watch something to get information about it, and you watch it for a while. 3 examples. 1. Astronomers hope that their observation of deep space will give evidence of life on other planets. 2. The cause of my pain was not obvious, so my doctor put me under observation for a few days in order to get more information. So in this case, observation was in a medical context. Third and last, geological and astronomical processes happen so slowly that observation is of limited value in understanding them. Okay, the noun meaning that I promised you, second one, is something that you have learned by watching something. 3 examples. 1. My team of biologists published its observations in a leading science journal. So, my team of biologists published its observations, published the things that it learned. 2. Over half of anarchists have one or more parents who served in the military. What an interesting observation. Third and last, we tested dozens of different materials, wrote down the results of the test, and then discussed our observations as a team. Our final word for this episode is 1855, meet, M-E-E-T, meet. And this is an irregular verb, although in some cases it can even be a noun. However, usually it is a verb, and its past forms are met and met. So M-E-T in both of those cases. Meet, met, met. Meet has 3 meanings and 2 of them are verbs, and like I said, the third one is a noun. The first meaning is one I'm sure you know. It is to go to the same place at the same time in order to see and communicate with another person. Examples. 1. I will meet you by the front entrance. 2. Let's meet in front of the train station a half hour before the train leaves. Third and last. Our chess club meets the first and third Wednesday of every month. Okay, the second meaning, which is also a verb, is to see someone for the first time and begin to talk to them, to get to know someone. Examples, 3 of them. 1. My parents first met at a classical music concert in Prague. Not a true story. 2. I was adopted and first met my birth mother when I was an adult. Also not true. Third and last. It's true that it's harder to make new friends when you're an adult, but just in the past year, I've met 3 people who became my friends. True story. The final meaning of meet is a noun. In this meaning, a noun is a competition in a non-ball sport between 2 or more teams. So baseball, you can't have a baseball meet because there's a ball involved. You can't have a football meet. It's usually something about running. So examples. 1. We took second place in the chess meet. 2. Do you want to watch the track meet next Sunday? Third and last, my school is participating in a swim meet with 13 different teams. Okay, that is all for this week. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next Monday.